Welcome back to the Navy Sports Magazine. Time to talk a little women's golf. One of the 33 varsity sports now here at the Naval Academy. Is the Naval Academy the third largest athletic program in all the country with sophomore Legare Augenstein. And for you, let's talk about your class first, because you all as a group, really the first recruited group to play golf here for Coach St. Marie. What has the experience been like? Because I think a lot of people probably were surprised at how well you all jumped into the fray last year with a third place finish in the league. What's the development been like here for the year and a half you've been here?
It's been really fun, mostly just because 5 out of the 8 girls on my team are all my classmates. And so we got to be together over plebe summer, throughout plebe year, and it's been really fun helping to develop the team with them, especially just because a lot of the girls kind of either quit or were cut beforehand, and so we kind of got to really start the team and start showing off Navy as a really competitive team within the fields that we'd already been competing in before.
I was going to say too, I mean, let's face it, now you all are playing with more golfers and people who have exposed to golf a lot longer than, I mean, when the team first started, I mean, there were some people who really had limited experience, especially for this level. As you've seen that develop and you all getting going this season, you know, where do you think this program can go, even though you have so many young players, particularly in it?
Well, I'm really excited for the new group of plebes that we're going to have coming in. Every player that Coach Nadia sends to us and comes to come visit with us, I mean, every single player has even more experience than any of us had in high school. And so we're really trying to build the program to be really competitive, not just in the Patriot League, but in other leagues and other tournaments and things that we can compete in. And so I really see this program going really far. And I think it's really awesome that my classmates and I kind of get to start that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. What got you into golf?
My whole family plays. My dad and my mom, both grandparents, both sets of grandparents, both sides of the family, everybody does.
I was going to say, you know, being from South Carolina, it's almost impossible not to play golf at some level, whether you're, you know, a 25 handicap or a 2 handicap.
Yes, sir.
You almost can't grow up in that part of the country. What were some of your favorite courses maybe that you played there that really got you hooked on the game?
Oh, I love the Country Club of Charleston. My grandparents are members there, and it's one of my favorite courses. It's so beautiful to walk. It's a little bit easier to walk, which is nice, and it's a really great course to kind of play and practice at. And then my home course, Forest Lake Club, it's challenging in some ways, which I like, but it's easy enough that you aren't like beating your head against the wall every time you might have a bad round. And so those courses kind of help me to like develop my confidence whenever I had good rounds. But they were challenging enough that I actually got to challenge my game too, which I like doing.
Now, people that play football, basketball, football is the same. It's a 100-yard field. Basketball, 94 feet. Baseball, for the most part, the dimensions are similar.
Right.
Every time you show up at a golf course, it's different.
It is.
What is that mental challenge like, especially for a course that you have not played previously?
The challenge is definitely during the practice rounds that we get. We have these yardage books where we map out every single hole. We draw out the greens. We have to plan our shots just the day before, and it's challenging because, like you said, we aren't just playing on the same course on the same field every single time. So we have to learn how to adapt our games and just learn how to adapt to the new surroundings, which can be a challenge, but it's also really fun for us as well.
Hole by hole, shot by shot, and having played some, I can relate to this. Say you hit what you think is a great shot. You make great contact with the club, and you get the terrible bounce at the end of it. You know, you put it on target.
It's happened so many times.
Can you, is that, as a golfer who plays it competitively like that, is that hard to block out, or is that something that maybe sticks with you? Because sometimes that can, you know, where you may want to salvage maybe a 5 on a par 4 just to scramble and get up and down, sometimes mentally you can play that into a 6 or 7. What is that challenge like? Because that's where you can see sometimes it makes huge differences during the course of a match.
Absolutely. The challenge with that is just kind of letting go of the things that are totally out of your control. If you stuck to your routine, stuck to the process, and made a good swing, after that the ball is kind of out of your hands. And so if I get, a bad bounce into a bunker or something like that, it might be frustrating to be in the bunker, but if you focus on the frustration of being in the bunker, you're probably not going to hit a good bunker shot. But if you kind of say to yourself, you know what, Legare, like, that was a good swing, I hit a good shot, it got a bad bounce. If you just stay patient with it, eventually you'll start getting good bounces. That's what you gotta have to say to yourself.
Absolutely. What's the key to being a good putter and scoring the way you want to?
The key to being a good putter is to believe that you're going to make the putt. If you stand over a putt and say, you know, I'm kind of nervous about this one, or, you know, I don't know if this is going to go in, odds are it's probably not going to go in. And I've learned that the hard way several times. But if you just keep your head down, make a good tempo, things will start dropping for sure.
Now, the Naval Academy golf course will always be my favorite because I got a hole-in-one on number 17.
Oh, wow.
The first time you played the Naval Academy golf course,
Yeah.
what did you think?
I thought there were a couple of very long par fours, which can sometimes be a challenge for sure. I liked how some of the shorter holes were kind of tricky, like number 2, how the placement of your drive is so critical with that big tree there. I liked the course. I knew it was going to challenge me while I was here, but definitely challenged me in a good way. I was excited to get to know it better the first time I played.
Surprised that you're playing golf on the Division I level?
Not surprised, no. It's always been my dream since I started playing in high school. I, of course, didn't know that I was going to be doing this, but I love that I can do it with this team at this school.
I was going to say, in your part of the country down south, there are colleges every 5 miles, it seems like.
There are.
But why here?
Here, I never really saw myself going here at all. Well, I knew about the academy because my dad was from the class of '87, and I knew about the academy, but I just never saw myself coming. But then summer going into my junior year, we were going on, my family and I were going on a college visit trip, and I got here and I just got this kind of overwhelming feeling that this is exactly where I was supposed to be. And they had just started their golf team, and so it was going to be a Division I program that I could actually like participate in, because some girls, will pay their dues for 2 or 3 years before they actually get to play in tournaments. Right. And I've gotten to play in every tournament, which has been incredible. And so there was just something about here that it was something different that I was home. I was going to get to do something incredible, like being in the Navy when I got out of school, and I get to actually participate and play in tournaments in a Division I program. I mean, you can't beat it. No,
I was going to say, and at the end, obviously, right now, as an English major, what are you hoping going forward with what obviously the opportunities that the Academy can present for you?
I'm thinking about going subs right now. I understand that's probably going to be a bit of a challenge through nuclear power school as an English major. But I'm keeping my options open. I really liked my surface cruise this past summer. I think I'm really going to use ProTramed, like seeing all the different communities, to help me narrow in my focus on what I really want to do.
I appreciate the time. Continued success to you and your teammates the rest of the year.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Legare Augenstein joining us here. And as always, all 33 varsity sports, their schedules available to you with one click of your mouse, www.navysports.com.